On today's viewer request episode of Brewing Around the Realm, I brew up a batch of Northern Brewer Zombie Dirt, and I'm going to show you how to do it for 30% less than if you bought the kit directly from them. Stay tuned to find out how. Welcome back to Brewing Around the Realm. On today's episode, I'm going to brew up a batch of Northern Brewer Zombie Dirt. This is a viewer request episode. It was requested by Tetman74 on my Upgrading the Partial Mash video from about a month ago. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to show everybody how to take a recipe from a kit, purchase the ingredients at your local home brew shop, saving you probably about 30% in the process, and still come out with the same quality beer. So with that in mind, let's get to our ingredients and see what we're dealing with. Today's ingredients, as listed in the Northern Brewer Zombie Dirt recipe, I will have a link to that in the description below, are 10.5 pounds of 2-row, half a pound of medium crystal. There is a conversion guide online. This is actually Crystal 60, but there's a conversion guide I will link to in the description that shows you what you can use in replace some of these things if you can't find them. I have half a pound of Carapils, 1.5 pounds of Munich malt. I have 8 ounces of Citra pellet hops. Today's yeast is WLP002. And our standard ingredients are gypsum, Whirlfloc, and yeast nutrient, which I always put into everything. If you were to buy all of these ingredients with the kit from Northern Brewer, the kit itself is $61.51. That does not include the yeast. If you were to add the yeast to that, the yeast here was $7.75. If you add the yeast to that, this kit would cost you a total of $69.26. From my local home brew shop, I was able to acquire all of these ingredients for a total of $37.28 with the yeast that came to a total of $45.03. That is a $24.23 savings over if you bought this kit directly from Northern Brewer. I definitely recommend going to your local home brew shop and trying to find these ingredients. You're going to get fresher ingredients, you're going to get better ingredients, and you're definitely going to know where these things came from. The only exception to this is the hops. I ordered those from Yakima Valley. I definitely recommend ordering hops from them. They tend to have a fresher supply, and you can tell these are all vacuum sealed, and this is a 2017 batch that is probably not more than a couple months old. Alright, I've already filled my mash tun up here with several gallons of boiling water, and I'm going to let that out now. And as you notice, I finally got around to putting a ball valve on here, so that makes things a little bit easier. I'm not going to have a video about that because it was more complicated than I would have liked. But anyways, let's get this stuff out of here. Alright, my strike water temperature for today is 152, so I've got my water at 172, 173, somewhere in there. I'm using 13 gallons of water to mash with today because I've got 13 pounds of grain. So I got that in there. Let's get the bag in there. Let's scoop the grain in here a little bit at a time. I find it's better to just dump it in there and it'll be in pretty good shape. Because we're doing brew in a bag, you can do that a little bit differently. I don't have to worry about stuck sparges or anything. I can always just take the bag out. I do have a really thick mash for today. Went with 1 quart per pound, so I'm probably going to have to do 2 sparges to get this to work, but so what I'll do is I'll come back to this just about every 10 minutes here and give it a good stir. Alright, so as you can see here, this is a really thick mash. After an hour of coming back and mixing this every once in a while, it is really, really thick. So I'm going to thin this out. I'm going to sparge this with as much water as I can get in here. Alright, that's about as good as that's going to get. Mix this up and I'll let this, once I mix this up a little bit, I'll let this sit for probably 10 minutes and then do first runnings, and then I'm going to come back to this and sparge again, because I'm definitely not going to get enough out of this first sparge here to brew with. Thanks to my newly installed ball valve, we can drain this out of here. Alright, so I got about 2.5 gallons out of that. So I'm going to put this back down and sparge with some more water there to get the full volume I need. So here's my sparge. I filled that all the way up to the top again. And I'll probably have to do a second sparge out of this to get where I need to go. Okay, so that 10 minutes is up. I'm going to get a good stir, hopefully without getting stuff everywhere. So for the second sparge, I got up to about 5.5 gallons, and I really am going to need about 6.5 to complete this. So I'm going to do another gallon, maybe gallon and a half. Well, I pushed that right to the absolute limit to get my full volume, which is definitely not going to fit in my 6-gallon brew pot, but that's okay. I will split this and put most of it in a brew pot and then just boil the rest in a second pot and move that back into the main pot when the volume goes down. First step, I'm going to throw my first wort hops, which is a 1/2 ounce of Citra, in here. And let's get this filled up. So I've got 2 full pots here, and I'm going to boil them both at the same time. This is what you have to do when you don't have a brew kettle that's big enough. This one is 6 gallons. This pot is 2 gallons. But combined, this is enough. This is what I needed to get my full volume into the fermenter. So I'm going to boil both of these, and then I will add this one into the larger one when the larger one boils down. Our next hop addition isn't until 20 minutes left in the boil. Alright, I almost forgot, I am adding 1.5 teaspoons of gypsum into there. So we're kind of 18 minutes left in the boil. I was trying to do this a little bit sooner, but that worked out. But I've had 2 weird things happen while I've been working and waiting for the 20 minutes to come down too. The auto igniter on the stove for the front burner here has decided to go off, and it won't shut off. And the fan for the vent hood has decided to come on, and it won't turn off. So yeah, it's all fun brewing in your kitchen. I'm starting to understand why people brew outside, but I'm going to throw 5 teaspoons of yeast nutrient and a whirl clock tablet in here. And in goes our 1 ounce of Citra. Alright, 10 minutes left. We're going to throw in another ounce of Citra here. Next one's 5 minutes. So, a little off my timing today, but with 3 minutes left, I'm going to throw in another ounce of Citra here, and we'll do flame out probably in about 5 minutes. Alright, so flame out, I'm going to put in this last 1.5 ounces. And put the lid on. And we're good to go. Everything cooled down, You can see I just got just over 5.5 gallons, which is my typical target. This is only a 5-gallon recipe, but my efficiency was higher. So I ended up at 16.4 bricks, which is 1064. My target was 1060 with this. So I'm really happy with that. Don't hear the phone. Let's get this turned on and get everything in here. Alright, so I got my pack of WLP002, and I'm going to just cut this open and dump it in here. Alright, that is it for today's episode. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe. I try to get out new videos several times a month. I do tasting videos as well as brew days, so I will have some new tasting videos coming up in the next week. If you enjoyed today's video, please remember to like today's video, give it a thumbs up. That really helps out the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. I'm looking for suggestions on other beers to brew, and I would like to get everybody's opinion. What are you brewing? What have you been brewing recently? And what do you think I should do next? Leave it in the comments. I want to thank everybody for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.